do this again. Facebook doesn't allow it anymore. That's why I'm switching to YouTube. So we'll get started. All right, good. Is it on? All right, we are live on the YouTube. I will go, maybe I'll share it onto the Facebook group. Is it say private though? Let's see something. Edit. I got to edit this video. Why does it say private? Public. Visibility public. All right, so one's watching. It seems like people are watching it. All right, friends, let's rock and roll, shall we? Let me go ahead here. Got it. All right. So sorry for all that. I want to welcome everyone, all the guests, all the live viewers. If you're watching the recording, you know, you could put a 1 in the comments. You can put a 0 in the comments too, live recording. Let me go behind the scenes. I'm getting an echo here. Jeez Louise, technology today, right? Okay. All right. So someone may have invited you to this Zoom today. It's Wednesday noon. It's Eastern Standard Time. I wanted to start doing a steady, a regular meeting about this at Cost Metals because it's something that was brought to my attention. Look, so I'm just going to, in this particular video, what I'm going to do is just going to speak to you all about this concept that was brought to my attention early December. And I said, that looks very interesting to me. I signed up, I said yes, and then I waited until after December. I started looking at more of the information. Because why? Because look, I'll just, you know, in what I'm telling you, this is kind of how you share this with people. You let people know, you know, how you were approached, how, why you're doing this, and then point people to information. That's as simple as it gets. It's a very simple concept and a very simple business. It's just really common sense. This is really why I don't want to overwhelm people with a lot of slides and things right now. I just want to speak to you all. So, ironically, yesterday was my 33-year anniversary from when I originally joined NYPD as a kid. I was 12. Now, when I was a kid, I signed up. I did to become a civil servant. Now, I took that job because it was a secure job with a pension and benefits. When I started that job, no one gets into civil service or any really working class job necessarily for the money. I mean, of course, we work for the money, but we do it for the pension. So the whole thing, like my family, the way I was brought up was get a pension and benefits, something that will pay you over and over and over again. Basically, residual income, residual meaning residue of work that was already done, pay you over and over again, and also save for retirement as I go. Now, that was very good advice I was given by my parents. My uncles were all cops and firemen and sanitation. My cousins, that was the culture I was brought up in. Right? Irish, Italian, New York. That was it. So I did that 33 years ago. I signed up for the police department, greatest show on earth. And when I did that, I started working towards my pension. It's a 20-year pension system. I also signed up for a deferred compensation, which is a 401k and what is called a 457 plan. That's where you do tax deferred, and it's basically a savings plan. We all know what it's somewhat to a degree what a 401k is. I also did, a couple of years later, I started a Roth IRA. And these were things that I set it and forget it. Basically, I signed up for it. I started contributing biweekly when I was paid into these programs to save a net worth for retirement while simultaneously working towards having a residual income as a pension. Now, over the years where I grew up, people would either do that, they would, you know, cop, fireman, school teacher, working class, or a lot of people where I worked, where I lived, went into Wall Street, and they went the professional route as well. And people could do whatever they're going to do. And so, but, you know, over the years, I've had people approach me and say, man, I wish I would have done that because now you have a pension. And the pension is a wonderful thing. I jokingly, but not so much, tell my wife, God forbid something happens to me, just put me on ice somewhere, right? Collect the pension. And so there are people that are 90 years old that have been collecting pension literally for 50 years, right? And so my dad was one of them. May he rest in peace. He just every single month the check would show up from the city of New York. Now, a lot of cities around the world, around the country have this. It's a thing. It's not quite as readily available as it was, and the pensions aren't quite what they were. But I was fortunate enough to do that at that time, and that's what I did, right? I was taught that. I had also gotten into the mortgage business, you know, 11 years as a cop, and I became a firefighter and met my wife when I was a police officer, became firefighter, and we got these things. Now, this is what I'm telling you this because is a lot of this is probably familiar to you. We bought a home and we started filling it up with children and we started a life. When I bought the home, I acquired a first mortgage, 30-year mortgage, 5 7/8 on $308,000, if you must know, at the time. Then when I also acquired a second mortgage, a HELOC, a home equity line of credit. I then acquired credit card debt because we started buying a lot of things for the house, baby furniture and things of that, and vacations and things. And we would consolidate it with the HELOC. But what happened for us, we were not good stewards of our money. We blew up the HELOC, blew up the credit cards, and blew it all up, right? And so I had got into the mortgage business because we needed more money. We were always super happy, still very happy. You know, the kids, babies, and they're getting bigger like anything else. And so that went on. Okay, it makes sense. So that all went on and got into the mortgage business in 2004. It was a very good time to get into that industry. I was full-time fireman and kind of somewhat full-time in the mortgage business. I had a very quick, large amount of clientele, cops, firemen, friends, people, other working class people that wanted 30-year fixed mortgages, good credit, full document. So I had a really good run in that business. My wife was working full-time also. We recruited the grandparents to babysit the kids. We were very happily in the rat race, all right? We were never unhappy. We just didn't have a lot of extra money, okay? Or actually, we didn't have any extra money. This is what led to like a lot of borrowing and things like that, and like borrowing Peter to pay Paul, right? And so I was approached about network marketing in 2007. I didn't know it was network marketing. I called it a pyramid like everyone else does. And I didn't show up to the meeting and I didn't show up again. And my friend he was annoying me, hassling me. And I finally went to this meeting. I saw the business model for network marketing. Again, I didn't know what it was at the time. I saw someone draw a circle that gets two circles. I saw what was called actually a binary compensation plan drawn out. And I said, wow, that looks incredible. To me, I knew what risk was being a cop, being a fireman. There was no risk. I got started in that business for like $300. And then it was like $250 a month for that business. I compared that business to a traditional business, people I would do financing for in the mortgage business who were paying $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month to run and own and operate a traditional business, plus $150,000 buyout. I also had people in the real estate as clients, investors that would invest in real estate to get, residual income from their properties, from their doors. And so I had a pretty decent knowledge of numbers. I was always interested in numbers. It was a thing to me. It was like, one of my friends called me Rain Man with numbers. And so I don't know if that's really that much of a compliment, but anyway, that was that. So I had a run in that company. We became what was called a diamond in that company. It was the first network marketing company, the pyramid business. People call it, is that a scam? Yeah, it's a scam. We got the product, the company, and so I was making like $25,000 a month, which was like more money than we had ever made. Still weren't good stewards of our monies, so we spent it. That company went out of business, death by 1,000 slices. I had teams of thousands of people, a team of. And that little by little. So that was a good learning experience, not while it was happening, but in the end of being a good learning experience. Fair enough. Then I got into another business, another network marketing business, because I started to understand leverage. And one of the things too about like network marketing, affiliate marketing, you call it what you want to call it, multi-level marketing, has so many names these days. It's like I called it good business because of the leverage it had. So here's an example of leverage. My second company, I think I showed the business, someone's showing you this now. Really what we do, we invite people, right, to look at some information, unless you're blowing it and like bothering people and trying to sell them. Like if you're trying to sell people silver right now, you're going to have a hard time. You're going to try to sell it. You got to do what you're going to have a hard time. Just share why you're doing it. And so that I learned that. So yeah, I would share the reason I'm doing this business is because, of the price. And this, even back then, the price of everything going through the roof. And this is now, like right now, the reason I'm doing this Zoom right now is the price of everything's through the roof. The world's gone crazy, and I want to create additional income streams, and extend the the value of my dollar. I mean, no, that doesn't make sense. Why would anyone want to do such a thing? Well, that's why I'm doing it. And so anyway, I got into my second business, and here's an example of leverage. Second business, I showed a video or presentation, whatever it was, whether it was a presentation like this, whatever, to like a couple of hundred people over the course of 7 years, and about 100 people enrolled. Most of those people didn't do much, and some of them did. Same thing in every industry, whether it's real estate. You ask any real estate broker owner that most of their agents don't sell anything. In fact, matter of fact, most people that get a real estate license never sell one home. They never sell. That's just how it is. Most people, same thing with insurance, same thing with sales, same thing with business, same thing with martial arts. There's more white belts than there are black belts. And that's just the way everything is. It's Pareto principle. It's the law of averages, the law of large numbers. So out of the 100 that I brought in, most didn't really do much. Some did. And with the some did, they did what I did. So, it went from like 4 to 16 people that were working the business to 64 to 200, 400, 800, 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 8,000. And what happened was when I at about 6,000 affiliates in my organization, they all had an average of about 10 customers. And I had a business of 60,000 customers. And that business paid us multiple 5 figures for 5 years. This time around in my second, I'm just telling you this, in my second run, I understood not to spend all the money I was making. And I went after the credit card debt. I didn't have student loan debt. I went after the credit card debt, liabilities, things that show up on my credit report. Credit card debt, home equity line of credit, and then we started attacking the mortgage. Instead of buying pocketbooks and trips and cars and things, I said we have to stay focused. So part of this industry is about learning good habits. So we learn good habits, and those habits have changed our life forever, because not only did we pay off all the bad debt, but we then built more wealth with dollars, and we're making residual income. Now that company, I didn't own that company either. And it's another lesson I want to kind of speak about towards the end of this, is I didn't own that first company, and I didn't own the second company. See, the benefit of a network marketing company or a home-based business is just that. I don't have to own it. I'm not the owner. I don't have to create products. I don't have to manufacturing, no shipping costs, no headaches of a traditional business. I had no payroll. I had no employee benefits, and none of the headaches. I didn't have to be there all the time. It was part-time, right? So part-time leverage. When you have a team of 6,000 people and everyone does 1 hour a week, that's 6,000 hours a week, right? So it was just mind-blowing to me, the whole concept, and it always has been. And so that company we didn't own. And then, after that, I've run with a few different business opportunities, we'll call it, but nothing that I've been so passionate about. And I'm not saying I'm over the top passionate about this at Cost Metals either, but what I am saying is I have to definitely, the older I get and the more valuable my time is becoming, is I've got to discriminate in between where I want to spend my time for a business to do like a Zoom like this or make content about something, and where am I going to spend my time and what's going to give me the biggest payout. Does that make sense? So let me just go here. I'm on another page. So where am I going to get the highest payout? I mean, when you think about it, if you have a job and you're going to do the same thing, would you want to get paid $10 an hour or $100 an hour, right? So like in this industry, no matter what it is, you're going to be doing the same thing if you want to build a business around this. And I'm going to get to the product in a second, the silver in a second. Because no matter what, whether you're selling something that's a $10 a month membership or a $75 a month coin of the month program, it's still, reaching out to people or generating leads, and there's a follow-up. There's a whole thing, and you want to become better at your craft. You want to, like anything you're going to do, right? And so those things, I said to myself, if I'm going to participate in an MLM network marketing business, it's going to have to pay me enough money that I'm not only accustomed to, but I'm looking to make. Hey, Billy, how you doing, buddy? By the way, if anyone has any questions, feel free to throw them into the comments. And if I can do anything for you, let me know. Throw it into comments, or if you're on YouTube, you can comment or whatever it is. Or if you want to go into the Q&A, you could do that too. I want to encourage people to not overthink much. Just the reason I'm saying my story is because maybe you can relate, and maybe you can relate it to yourself, because it doesn't matter. My story doesn't matter to you. Just like, no offense, your story doesn't matter to me either. It's just a matter of what is it, where are you right now in your life? And are you getting everything you can to make your life better financially? Because this business I'm going to speak to you has nothing to do with wellness. I don't have to say here and say, if you drink this water, you're going to lose weight. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like wellness, I should pay more attention to my wellness for sure. Products that help you look good, feel good, lose weight, less aches and pains. That's wonderful. This isn't that. Okay. This is something that and the reason I spoke about this when I became a young police officer, there was two reasons why. Long term, I mean, I want to help people and do the job, of course, loved it, but it was the saving a pile of money, like long-term savings, 401k, Roth IRA, 457, as well as creating a pension residual income. So those two things, what I see with this opportunity here is the same thing, but potentially much bigger, because it took me 20 some odd years to do the 401k and all that, of course, but also for the pension. And so when I was approached about this, now I've been approached about precious metals over the years. It never got my attention, to be honest with you. I was approached about business opportunities as well as investment opportunities, gold, silver, bullion, things like that. In my life, I've never been negative about it. How can you be negative? Everyone knows about it. I mean, so this isn't like some new innovative thing. This has been around this is like biblical silver and gold, right? So it's been around for forever. So no one's denying the value there. And so, but what's really got my attention with it now is what's going on in the world with the devaluation of currencies, devaluation of the US currency. And you know this. Your dollar isn't going as far as it did, last year, the year before that, the year before that. And inflation has always been a thing, but I think it's like one of the first things that people speak about now is the inflation. I mean, every time I can sit here and give you examples all day, but you already know the examples, right? Now, there's other things that leave clues. They say success leaves clues, and I don't want to speak at people. Right. That's why I'm not doing a presentation at like a slideshow, which we do those as well. I just want to speak to people and show them where they can get some more information, or show them how to get started. Right. So I was approached and I got started. I'm more interested in precious metals now than I've ever been, because 3 reasons, really: the timing and the devaluation of the dollar. I'm 53, which is some consider very young, but I'm not 83, but I'm not 33. So I'm at a point where, like, the word retirement is starting to become like, what am I, like, to have a vision, like, I'm retired from the city, but we're not retired. You can't just live on a pension and a pile of money. You have to make big money if you want to survive in this friggin' world, right? So there's that. So how do I, so that's one reason. So the current economy, where I am in my life. And then there's my kids. Now my kids are entering the workforce. And so I know if I look back, it's easy to do. It's like called Monday morning quarterback. You can see the results. There's an expression my father used to say, and I'm not going to say it right now, but excuse me, if I had been buying this instead of every product, whether it was a juice, a gel, a lotion, potion, or a muck from the ocean, no matter what wellness product it was, if I was buying this instead, I would have millions of dollars in this, because these are like trading cards. Now, the company's coming out like 940 products, apparently, and a lot of but this is like the coin of the month. So when I compare this to like a network marketing business, like where you buy a juice every month or a product every month, which is fine. By the way, everything is auto ship. My electric bill's an auto ship. Phone bills in auto ship, water bills in auto ship, foods, we get stuff sent to the house all the time, auto ship. So it's not like something that's strange and new. So, and every business has that attached. But the difference with this product is it increases in value, right? And this particular one's like a collectible. So it's like if you were buying, can you imagine if you had all your baseball cards every single year since you were born, you bought the entire series and never opened them, right? If you did that for the last 50 years, you'd be sitting on something there, right? Where much more than what you paid for them. And so that's the thing with this that's got my attention, and in a big way, right? So this is not a consumable, where if I use a product, it has to be consumed, like a wellness product, which is fine, got to be consumed. This isn't a consumable. It's a collectible. It's something you stack. So I signed up and I got 3. I got the package. I paid $399, and that gives me 18 months of a membership to buy metals at cost. One of the 940 products that are coming out, right? There's a lot of products available now. I think there's 18 products now. So I got these 3, okay? 3 here. Then I just received my first monthly. So like my 401k and my Roth IRA and all that stuff, I just have it monthly. I'm not looking every month, like every day, like what's the price of silver? I don't do that. I honestly don't have that much of an interest in that portion of it. Like what's silver at today? Because I have no intention of selling these right now. This cost me $75 a month to run this business and get this product. Again, this doesn't expire. We all have expired MLM wellness products in our house. At least I do. I have a ton of them, and I buy too much of them. And you can't buy too much of this. The whole point of this is to have a lot. So there's that. But now I look at it from a business perspective. So I said, yes, I'm in. I'll get the pack, $399. It's like $150 membership. And I got that extended to 18 months plus 3 of these, and that's it. So my cost of doing business is $400, $399. Beautiful. Again, go back to when I first started in business. The cost of doing business. My neighbor across the street, he opens up women's clothing stores. That's what he does. Very powerful businessman. But his buyouts are in the hundreds of thousands, and then tens of thousands a month to run his business. He doesn't have the leverage I have, though. Think about the leverage. I'm using Zoom right now. I'm streaming this to YouTube, okay? You could be just streaming the same thing, right? So I have in my hand this phone, which I can literally speak to anyone anywhere in the world right now, and that's like major leverage. I have social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of them, LinkedIn. I don't pay for any of them. And you know this, but I'm just kind of illustrating the power of an online business. And now so that's what I pay. But now I'll speak to you a little bit about why this particular business, because I can be in any business I want. Obviously we can. It's free enterprise. Any network marketing company out there. I was just offered a position in a company with in a matrix that's already has like 150 people under it, and saying, Vin, just take the spot. I said no, and the reason I did is because it's another whole reason. All right, it's a $59 membership that pays out $1 so per person. This is a $75 membership that I get something for, and it pays out $20 a person. So it literally pays $20, 20 times the amount. And a lot of people don't look at these things because they see something sexy or really cool, and it's wow, it's whatever it is, a cool video and a cool concept and whatever. This is cool, but this isn't like, wow, I'm not hyping anything. I'm just telling you that when I look at a business that's going to cost me $75 a month, right? $3 a day is $90 a month, but it's less than that, right? Or maybe I'll get 2 a month, maybe $150 a month, but I only have to pay $75 a month to run a business, but I'm actually paying myself, right? I'm not paying to consume a product. I consume products. I could open my refrigerator. I got a lot of products there. I didn't have this, right? So I'm paying. So from a business perspective, I'm saying, I'm paying myself, and I'm not even paying myself. I'm exchanging U.S. currency, dollars, and it's giving me back silver, or I can buy gold or whatever else. Now, my buddy Carl does a lot of these overviews, and we have things that'll show you that if you look at the price of the dollar, even in the last 3 years, the price of the dollar has dropped where the price of this has gone up. So it's literally a lot. Like this has gone up, I think, 16% this year, but it's more than that, because how much is the dollar dropped. So if the dollar's dropping like 8% a year and this is going up 8% a year, that's 16% difference in 1 year. 32. So there's over the long term. And again, this isn't a big financial commitment. This is, $3 a day. So again, it's not like I'm saying, hey, check this out. It's going to cost you $2,000 a month. This is going to cost you $3 a day. And I'm not saying that also to downplay it either, because when I stopped, so I said, yeah, I'll definitely get the products, but will I commit to the business? Now, I haven't even committed to the business yet, although I've gotten lead generation and some stuff. I'll show you about that in a second. And then I'm going to finish up. And if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the comments. And I have videos that will illustrate this because I do a side-by-side comparison in the compensation plan. And the reason I do that is because it goes back to, you want to get paid $10 an hour or $100 an hour for the same exact activity. Like my activity is on the front end of this, in my warm market, my hot market, people I know, I'm going to say, hey, bro, you got a second? Or I'll just randomly call someone who's a good friend of mine. And I'll call them up and I'll say, I've got to tell you about this because is now a good time? And I'll have a quick conversation, but I will definitely promote and lead them to watch a series of videos. Or I'll do a piece of content like this. Now, I'm not saying you've got to do YouTube videos and everything else. It could be written word. I can write something. I can post something. I can put something in Facebook stories, Instagram stories, TikTok. You'll learn new things that are effective in the business world that we live in. Now, you're not going, if I was still in the fire department, they're not going to sit and teach me any of these things in the firehouse. I'm not going to learn how to do any marketing strategies, anything about lead generation, anything about automation. I'm not going to learn any of that. But you'll learn this actually for free when you build a business with us. Okay. Now, another way that I get leads is I'm going to show you this. Okay. So this is a landing page. I have an infinite amount of them, right? And so I just happen to do a quick video here. So what I'll do is I'll put a piece of content down. It could be in a Facebook story and Instagram. If you look at my Facebook profile, I generally don't put anything out there to do with business. Put something like on YouTube or wherever. It could be on Pinterest. It doesn't really matter where it is. There's other ways to market on websites and things. Okay. So I'll do that. And if people want more information, they want to access a video series, they simply click this button and fill out the form. Now, the video series is the free offer. I'm offering a free video series that I put together and it's edited. You can have the same video series as well. There's an edited 13-minute video. There's a 4-minute AI compensation plan video. There's a 24-minute overview here. There's another one that I did a comparison from this to traditional network marketing, the math that I like to speak about. But what happens when someone fills this form out here, okay, the pop-up, they go into a CRM system in this software that I have here. I have this software. They go into what's over here, what's called contacts. And that's what's called lead generation. Okay. And so I like to have software and AI as a business partner because it doesn't go to sleep. It doesn't get sick. It doesn't make mistakes. It doesn't complain. And it's just much smarter and more efficient than I am. So why wouldn't I use it? I don't only rely on that. Of course, I rely on people I know that know me. And if I believe in this so much, why would I not tell a friend about it? Right? Am I going to be like, I'm investing in silver, we're making money doing it. Don't tell your friends about it. So those people, I'll tell them about it and I'll invite them to watch those same videos, right? So I'll say something like, hey, Anthony, check this out. I got started in this silver business because of what's going on in the world right now, between the price of everything going up, and it made sense to me. So I watched these videos. And he's going to say, what's in the videos? I'm going to say, well, why don't you watch them yourself? And again, it goes back to why you're doing it. You'll say, hey, I saw these videos, they made sense. And then there's the reason you can be great at this, anyone can, and I'm not saying this to prop you up, you could be great. I'm saying that all you need to do is, if you don't want to be on video, don't do video. I like video. I'm just used to doing it. I've been doing it my whole life, right? if it's even the words. But when you're speaking to someone or type to someone, just tell them why you're doing it. I don't know why you're doing it, but you do. That's why you can't mess it up. Does that make sense? So why are you doing it? I'm doing it because the kids are getting older. I'm getting older. The financial crisis going on in the world. I want to extend my buying power. All right, guys, have a good day. See you later, Ty. Ty, she's getting you? Okay. So my babies who get dogs, it's called home based, right? And so right, you're on the video. You could be. You happen to be gorgeous. See, and it's why you're doing it, right? You have your babies that get so big so quick. And so another thing too. Now I'm speaking to the people. I think do I have a question here? Thank you, my brother. Hey, Carl. Thank you so much. Carl, if it's all right today, I'm gonna end it in a couple of minutes. We'll keep it at a half hour. And what I want to tell the folks is this: that if you haven't yet, and go to your the person that either invited you or whomever, they may have an email list for you to get on. And I do want to speak about that a second, but I put together this funnel quick, and I can just clone this for you. Put you in there and everything else, but get on a list. Okay. Like this is happening now. So it's already done. Get on a list, an email list. That means you fill out the first name, last name, email. You could just put your first name. Last name is not, it's all optional. The phone is optional. And when you do that, you'll go, this happens to be a second video here, but what we'll do is we will send you the recordings as well as updates, overviews, like the new overviews that come on. I'll be doing interviews with people that are brand new in the business, people that have already made, there's people that have already made 30,000 a week in this company. And I'll send out comp plan videos, because the compensation, again, I speak to Carl about this, and Kat, like the people that are in the know, that really know network, that have been around. I'm not going to get into, I don't want to confuse people right now, because sometimes people get confused. It's called like monotonous level marketing. People want to like confuse. Oh, you don't have to know the comp plan. That to me is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. I'll just end with this. When someone tells you you don't need to know the comp plan, now understanding the nuances of it, not necessarily, but there's a few things you should know. How do I break even? How many people on my team do I need to make X amount of dollars? How much volume do I need to make X amount of dollars? And how many people does that equate to, right? And so, because you may get involved in a business that you don't know, it looks great, and says it's great, but you might need like, a team of 500 people to make $500, right? Where here, the same size team, you'd make $10,000, but people don't know that. They're just like, no, but this thing's great. They don't know it. They hear a concept and a pitch, and I get it. Believe me, I've been the guy giving a pitch, but the reality is I'm not going to pitch something that if you're starting a business online, you want to make money, right? There's three things that need to be available. Otherwise, you're going to be done. You're going to be spinning your wheels. And in a year from now, you're going to find out, oh man, it's really hard. There has to be part-time income available, full-time income available, and life-changing income available. Part-time income is anywhere from $250 a month to $1,000 a month. That's part-time income. All right, that has to be available. Full-time income is $3,000 a week to like $6,000 a week. That's like full-time, or $7,000 a week. I'm sorry, a month. Sorry, $3,000 to $7,000 a month is, that's like $36,000 a year to $84,000 a year. That's a full-time income. And there has to be life-changing income, which is $10,000 a week, $30,000 a week, $20,000 a week. Now, people hear those numbers, like when I first heard those numbers in network marketing meetings, oh, who the hell's making $10,000 a week? Because again, I came from the working class, $10,000 a week. Like I wanted to make $1,800 a month. I said to my wife, it was a juice company. I said, we can make $1,800 a month with this thing. That would help. And she'd be like, yeah, that was great. I didn't know at the time how selfish I was trying to make only a little bit of money. Because that's like saying, I don't want anyone else to make money. Like Daffy Duck, it's mine. I don't want anyone else to make any money. I just want to make it. It's about me. When you understand this business and understand it's about others, yeah, it's not. When I say it's about putting other people first, I'm not saying that like, oh, what a nice guy. Vin, he's putting everyone first. Yeah, there's that. You want to see people win. Of course. But there's also, if they can't win, you're going out of business. Like if you're building a team and they can't, there's not a system, in place or a business model. They can't make a good enough amount of money on when a product or service moves through their business, then they're going to go and do another business. You're going out of business. You just don't even know it yet. And so I say that because I've been there, I've done that, and I've gotten the t-shirt. The last company I was passionate about closed their doors in 2017, which is 7 years ago. And I'm not, going to sit here about at-cost metals and say they're the greatest thing ever. I will say this, and then we'll go. I will say that this made sense. The silver made sense. The whole trading dollars for metal, investing and having something like after 2 years, I'm not going to have a bunch of expired products. After 5 years, I'm going to have stacks of precious metals that is almost guaranteed to be worth more than paper dollars in 5 years. All right. I'm not an economist. I'm not giving anyone financial advice. I'm just saying if I buy a product that's really good that can help me lose weight for 5 years and I don't use it, then it's going to all be expired. It's be junk. This, I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to stack it. Right. And so after 5 years, I'll have used something that's garbage, or 5 years, it's something that literally can be, again, like another 401k, 457 Roth IRA. Okay. And a pension that you can build this in 3 to 6 to 12 months. We'll show you how to do it. If you have questions like Vin, do me a favor, explain the compensation plan to me. When you were talking about profit margins and numbers and things like that. And if you want, give me any compensation plan out there from any company, and I will do the math. Carl knows this. My friends know this. This is like I'm a nerd with this. I love doing that stuff. I like doing this company versus this company. Remove the emotions and the pitch, and this is the greatest thing ever. And let's just look at the friggin' math, okay? Because no matter what business you do, if you're selling a $10 membership or $500 a month or a membership, the activity is going to be the same, okay? The activity is going to be the same. So if your activity is going to be the same, then you want to get paid most for your dollar, right? That's why I'm doing this business, is because not only am I getting paid, but if that's the case, then I can help people get to part-time income and full-time income. If I can't, then I can't make life-changing income, and I'm not here to make full-time income or part-time income. I'm here because in this industry, people regularly or have made $100,000 a month, $200,000 a month. I've seen it. I have friends that made $400,000 a month, $1 million a month. People hear those numbers, they're like, no way. Well, that's the numbers. That's just how it goes, right? And so any question, I don't think there's any questions. I appreciate you all coming on. If you're on YouTube or anywhere, there's a link below. If you see this, if you want to learn more about this process or the business, if you want to get in touch, just fill out, there's probably a link that says this, fill out this, go watch these videos. You'll get an email. I can text you and we can have a conversation, or get with or if whomever sent you that link, go through their link. And then if you want to get on our list, you can get on this. There's a link below that you can click, and we will send you this. Now, ask your upline or the person that invited you if they have their email list. I don't want anyone's leads. And that's another, I'm not going to get into it, but there's uplines in this industry that are going to give you a funnel, but they're going to take your leads. All right. And there's companies that they have a funnel, but they're going to take your leads. I don't want anyone else's leads. I want to build my own brand, my own business. And my big goal is to throw my computer in a friggin' ocean and live happily with my family. Does that make sense? So if you need anything, let me know. Thank you for tuning in. I feel blessed to speak into your lives. And if you need anything,